But again, back to the wrong and cut. Now I see I hadn't even turned the mics on. Like we got them on, but we didn't turn them on. That's okay, because next week we not. Like you say, it's the baby of it. But it's just like, just think about it, Keisha. We are officially, like, this is us closing out January. This is our last one for January. And everything to us to go from zero to where we are, it don't have to be overflow. Yeah. We've accomplished this because I've accomplished some fears that I have with just my voice being heard.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Because, I was worried about people pleasing and judgment stuff we talked about the last couple of weeks, and to overcome. It's so funny. I got that book
with that overcomer right there.
To overcome like that feeling of I have to please people, and the only pleasing I have to do is to God, and don't nobody have to understand how He gets to me or I get to Him except me,
except for you.
Yeah, that part. So. I'm just excited because today we talked and we manifested some things together today, and I move in silence. So that's all. So that's all I'm going to say. So
that's all we will say, because my lesson, especially with doing this with you, is to learn to move in silence.
Yeah, I think.
And it's just funny because I think about it because I tell my sister all the time, don't talk to nobody. Don't tell nobody your business. Don't tell your body no business. But I don't realize that I do the same thing. I think because I don't tell as many people that I'm better. But I'm not better. Because I'm doing the same thing when it's just like your best friend, the Most High, that's who you talk to. When you feel like you want to talk about it or feeling this warm and fuzzy, that's how you talk to. Because when you see it, you're going to see it.
And I really stopped talking to people.
And it's not even for you to see. Yeah. Because it's me getting closer to God. But you see, there you go. Where it's like I still have to work on my little ego self, because I know that there's people that's plotting on my downfall when I really still be acting from the ego like, I want to give you the same evil eye back. But it's like me growing more and more into myself and spiritually and closer to God. Because like we discovered today, this is probably my 25th year of this journey that I didn't realize I was going on. So when I say that, I say, I'm learning. So I know that my God and how big the universe is, and He created all of this. The universe extends past planet Earth. There's other planets out there. We just rotated with some Pluto stuff. So it's just like, if He's that big, that great, you can have whatever you want too. So you know what? I don't wish harm to anybody. It's just harm. It's harm to none. Because my God is abundant, that He can do everything for all of us. And what you want Him to do is not what I want Him to do. I want to feel free. And what my freedom looks like, it don't matter what yours look like. And I'm not going to judge yours, because I know you with God because of your spirit and the way you act and how you want everybody else to be abundant and to get whatever they know that they truly desire. So as you say, manifest, I say pray. Because these are the prayers that I'm eliciting to my God, that I have the relationship with, who's going to show me my personal signs. I know it's enough for everybody to do it. So I encourage everybody to get out here and do it.
Yes, that part.
So it's no harm to none. Yes. I'm not jealous of nobody.
Yes.
And I know when little things happen to me, because again, karma is an education system, I know it's needing to bring me right back. But every time it don't need to be that hard whoosh. Because just like now, it's just that, like, no, you don't wish no evil back on them. Because what I want, I know God is going to give it to me. So I'm going to pivot regardless. And it's at that moment at this moment right now, when I'm really saying, like, I can say that and I mean it and I know it.
You know it, yeah. I'm going back to what you said about you doing right. You know, it's going to bless other people. I was looking at something today. Everybody know Keith Lee, the guy that has done, And
The
today,
food
yeah,
guy.
the food
Okay.
guy. So his one of his TikToks came up, and in the beginning of it, he was playing the Kirk Franklin song "Bless Me." Now I've heard this song millions of times, but last night I heard through a reader, pay attention to the songs you hear, listen to, and the gospel songs specifically. And today that TikTok came on because I like TikTok, and so the TikTok come on and Kirk Franklin's song "Bless Me" come on, and I start paying attention to the words, and it was saying bless me now indeed," and it was saying bless everyone around me so they can see you in me. It was saying I want you to bless me, but really I want you to bless me so they can see the example of you in me. And
I
then they
I
gonna be
I
blessed.
have to get my phone,
Go ahead.
Keisha.
Go ahead.
I have to, because
You need to see a time.
this is when we insert raw and uncut. It's 105. I didn't need to see it, but this is when we insert raw and uncut. So I don't know if it's safe to say her name or not, so I'm not going to say her name. But I am on TikTok all the time as well. And I think that the I saw the same TikTok from a young lady. She's beautiful and her hair is like, and it's like almost like a little bit of forehead down that you see, and she's close in the camera, and it's like white writings that she puts on. I listened to that same TikTok about music.
Naughty.
Yes. I didn't know if we could say her name because,
I don't
I'm
say
new
I
to it.
listen. No, I said, and I told you that she's one of the people I really.
Yes.
You saw the same
I
one.
saw the same one. But let me tell you my experience with it and how you got blessed up and I got a different experience. So I listen to music all the time. It's just kind of, and my playlist goes from gospel to like some hardcore trap.
Absolutely.
So
if they know, they know.
Right. But it all speaks to me. And this is just how I'm like praying and like, because people say meditate, quiet to mind. I still don't really know how to quiet my mind. So that's how I say like spirituality is just not like this. So I listen to music and it helps me just quiet my mind, whereas all I'm focused on in the music and whatever pops, it resonates. So when she talked about this person listening to music, and I believe she said hit shuffle like 3 times on there.
Yes.
So I said, this is how I told you. I talked to my God. And I say, I'm not going to hit shuffle 3 times. I don't need to do it 3 times because I know my God only needs to give me one sign. So I said, with the first song that I listened to when I hit shuffle, I'm going to build me a playlist from that song every day. But last night when I was listening to it, because like I told you, I had a consultation that ended up going 3 hours. So after it, I was just like trying to unwind. And that's when I saw that. And normally I keep going, looking for more signs. So I did that because, again, I'm not trusting myself. But as I was going, I was seeing little signs. And it was just like, okay, there you go. You're asking if a sign is a sign. It's the sign. Stop. So I go and I was just like, I always listen to music when I go to bed or affirmations. And, it just depends on the night. So I go to play. And the first song is by Lil Wayne and it's called Scotty. We will have to discuss this later for you to listen to the words of it. But as I was listening to it, it was just like, oh my God. And the very last song was J. Cole, Friends. And if you listen to it, it is a very spiritual song because it kind of hits on something we talked about earlier. He's like, pretty much put the drugs down. So it's just like, if you're utilizing whatever your drug is. Because drug don't always have to be cocaine, marijuana, whatever.
Yep.
If you're utilizing whatever your drug is with the wrong intentions, you're going to keep going down the wrong path. You need to let God be your drug. Like that brand. You need to let God be your drug. And then as God is your drug, it's just timing.
Yeah.
So that is the verse first and last. And I'm gonna see if I can share my Apple Music playlist, because sometimes you can share your playlist with like everyone. It's Keisha B. What I don't know. I'll put it in the description if everybody want to see, because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add it in there, and I've just been hitting like, this is for me. This is a sign that I've asked to see. I know the difference between salt and sugar just from last week, because now this is coming down clear.
Yes, yeah. I can't believe that you saw the same message I saw when she said listen to the music. And I was like, and so when I played the song and I started listening to the words, and I've heard the song and then it was like, and I told you I want to help people. I want to help people. And his TikTok was showing how he's just been helping people. And he is saying, bless me, bless girl, bless me now. And girl,
the time is 111.
Yeah. I just,
see, and that's how you know. Like
that
you know that you're going to get, because you didn't even need that. You like, yeah, I heard you the first time. You didn't need to repeat it. Because see, And I'm still on that where I just said I know the difference between salt and sugar. I don't. But I need to learn it. But because it keeps coming up, I know what I need to work on.
I mean, you're aware.
Yeah. Self-aware.
Listen, I'll be saying to you, when we go back and look at our videos every week, and I don't remember what we be talking about, and we'll be saying something, I'll be like, they ain't gonna know what we talking about. But you always say the right people are going to understand.
Yes.
They're gonna understand what we're saying, because when I go back and I'm listening to it, I'll be like, girl, it's gonna go over someone's head. But when you like what we say today,
I know that there's an audience out there, because you wouldn't have even had this vision with us both having a vision of doing something together.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had this vision. We wouldn't have had it as a collective for us with something together if it wasn't an audience out there for us. And I just have to believe that.
Yeah.
And that's one of those where it's just like, I don't need to ask for a sign, because why else am I doing this? It's glorifying God. It's nothing we're saying is negative or coming from a bad place, because we're acknowledging. I'm acknowledging right in the moments on stuff that I need to grow on. So I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
I love you, but I love the Most High first, then me. You up under that. So I don't love you as much as you may think I love you. You ain't got to tell me that you getting off Instagram, because I ain't even going checking for you every day.
That part.
Because I'm going on there to fulfill something I need. I didn't go on there to see whatever. Not saying that you don't think about people, because your intuition tells you where I'm wondering how this person is doing, and I'm checking that, because I do believe in that. But I'm just saying that when people think that they're in the constant rotation in somebody else's mind, that's just when I feel like when they say that I be delusional about the things that I manifested in my life, that's what I call delusional.
You're supposed to be delusional is what I learned, because
I feel like my delusions are delusions. They're real. They just haven't happened in this realm right now.
Listen, but what I say, you're supposed to ask for what you think is impossible to happen.
Because Keisha, I said that verse to her last night. I said, this is the verse that I read. And I said to my client, that's crazy that you said that, because how would you know? People go think we crazy, but we not. This is when it's just in sync. This is the balance. This is I'm going to call it two of pentacles. It might be two of cups. It might be both, but whatever it is, it's just flowing. It's the yin yang. It's the 8. This is the year of change. Where people need to know about spirituality and not even call it a word. It ain't even got to be spirituality versus religion. Like, this is just what it is, because I told her what I do is when I read the Bible verse, because in my house, I've always had like index cards with Bible verses on it. Anybody that's been to my house in my bedroom knows that. So I didn't realize I was using affirmations all along, but they're the Bible verses that, we know the mainstream verses.
Yeah, everybody know.
I said to her, what I started doing was getting my dictionary out and looking up the meaning. So impossible meant extremely undesirable. So nothing is extremely undesirable for me. It's what my Heavenly Father said, because it says with God, I believe in that verse. So I didn't have to look up God, because I know what and who I am and what God is. And so saying that verse is just like what I see. I hear the birds now as confirmation. What I see,
just thinking.
I know what I want is real and can happen for me because of my relationship, that I feel like it's okay. Because who are you to judge me? Because when I die, if all of this didn't mean nothing, it's going to be on me. But I know that that's not the case. I know God is real. I know that supernatural stuff that's happening in the Bible is happening right now in different ways. Because why would you say that verse?
Listen.
This right here?
Yeah.
Raw and uncut.
No, I think this though. No, I'm gonna say I think. I believe this. I believe, and this is what I was going to say in the car, and I stopped talking because I said no. I need to say it to you on camera because I believe that other people need to hear it, and I need it to be authentic when I tell you. When you say this is a year of change, this is this is a year of change, and we see a lot of changes happening in the church. It's a lot of people being brought down, being exposed for different things, and not just in the church, just in the world. And I believe that we getting closer to what's supposed to happen. And I believe that God wants people to reach him any way they can.
Yeah, because that bunker that you building underground, what you think that's going to save you from?
Yeah.
The wrath? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've said the wrath of God several times.
Yeah. I think that
that's going to save you.
I think that I'll talk about.
Because I said he built the universe, so I'm sure the underground was his too.
Yes. It's not you're not going to.
They used the Underground Railroad for us to escape.
Yeah, you're not going
to go back underground.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that we're getting closer to, and I believe that he wants people like me that have fully surrendered to what his path is for me, to help other people that I know and don't know. And I think it's probably because of my personality, because I don't really have a lot of people I don't get along with. I believe that I could be an example.
This is why you're the empress.
I believe that it could be received from me. And that's what I heard the Spirit tell me, is that you need to help these people any way they can, kid, because they ain't listening. They're not getting it. And they ain't going to church. And now you ain't going to church. So how are you going to explain to them, in a way where they're going to see somebody as being blessed? And this is not nothing against the church, because, I still go. I love going when I go. But it's not the only way.
Right. And I mean, literally, we just had church right now because you say a verse and then you explain it.
Yeah.
We just didn't, and I'm hoping that some people had some come to Jesus, because that was a come to Jesus moment. If you related to that, that was your moment for you to be like, how do I get to know him like that?
Yeah.
Where I can be just who I am. And being who you are
does not mean you holier than thou.
Yeah. Or that you have to change anything or need to change anything about anybody else. I'm going to say a perfect example. I went to see my friend last week, and she liked action-packed movies and stuff, and I don't really like that no more. But it's my girl. I don't give a shit about that. Right, I'm going to sit there. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it with her. I may scroll on my phone a little bit more, but It
Yeah.
don't mean that I'm gonna be like, let's put on some documentary, what's the latest on Netflix, because I ain't got Netflix in my room. It's just like people need to know that you can still live your life collectively
That's the thing.
together.
That's the thing that we've not seen though, is when people get saved, they turn into this, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, and why are you watching that one? And it ain't, it's not that. Yeah, it's
because like you said, and I remember you was just like feeling like I said twins. But like you said, we all different people. Even them set of twins, they're still different.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't want to dress alike. Maybe they were forced to do that, and on the inside, their little inner child is crying to break free because they're just like, I didn't want to dress like her.
Yeah.
Or him.
I
whatever.
That's why you see some of them that dress just alike still as adults, and some who completely changed their look from the sibling. Like, that wasn't who I was.
Yes,
so
and it's just like, and that's okay. We are evolving. You can be different because we are different. I don't want to look like the next girl. I don't want to get a BBL. I want him to love me for these.
Yo yams. Wait, okay. I didn't even finish what I was about to say.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Or did I? I think. My bad. We go back. Okay, let's go back to. I can't remember. It was probably episode 3 where I was talking about I had religion and routine, and you had relationship. And your path, we figured out today, started when Jordan was around 4 years old or something, where you started saying, I'm just going to believe in God because what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose?
When it's really, when they say surrender, I didn't have anything
But most time people think that your path is supposed to be through the church. And your path does not have to be through the church building. You just start believing and started researching and studying and looking at, okay, I believe the scripture says this, I'm going to believe it.
Yes.
I'm going to believe it.
Yes.
I'm going to believe it. And you've been blessed earlier on I'll say the material side quicker than probably the understanding of
that's why I am in the position that I'm in
now. Yeah.
And this is when I can truly release financial scarcity because I didn't know that I was building my connection. I'm not labeling it spirituality or religion. I didn't know that I was building my connection with God. So he was blessing me in the material aspect and abundance and that, and even abundance to do for the people that I love. People thinking that they was taking advantage of me, but God was using me as a vessel to bless them and for me to learn. But I was never getting it. So I was always misusing my money because I needed to learn you can't bless everybody. You can't save everybody. Your job is to bring them to me, and I save them how I see fit. You're not the savior.
That part.
But he had to break me all the way down into this moment right here, exactly today, for me to see that.
Yeah.
And the more I work on that and lose the ego and understand that, because I get selfish and I want my God just for me. Because I don't think I've ever told anybody this.
Make sure you want to say it.
In my life, that when people will tell me that they about to pray, I would get mad.
Why?
Because how you praying to my God? That's my God. I don't want to share. I've said that because one of my really good friends was.
But don't you think that's when you was coming to understanding who he is?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm just telling like my background. I have a friend who was just like, I know what you growing up as a sister, like you used to share. And I said, I've never had to share. So it's in this moment where this sharing thing is all coming together. I've never had to share. So I would be mad. Like, I want you to be okay. I don't want nothing to happen to you. I want to help you, but I'm coming from my ego self. Like, I want to go pray for you because this is my God. But it's just like, now I know, like I said, it's the earth, it's the planets, it's the entire universe.
People get mad when you say universe though, because they be like, you better say God. I'm like, God is
all of this.
He's all of that. Yeah.
He's all of that.
I watched a sermon yesterday on TikTok where
he's
preacher
all
went
of
down
that.
God, that's a t-shirt. Different things. Yeah, he's like multiple names, but it all comes to he's God. Like, stop getting mad at people because they say,
whatever they want to call it, because that's gonna be their judgment. And however, and we're all different, and we can get along.
Yeah.
So now I know that I'm not in my ego self, and I can unlock the next level as long as I'm working on that, because he's the savior. My job is just to bring you closer to them, and I ain't gotta be stingy no more. I don't have to be used as a vessel for my finances to be all jacked up, because now I know God is abundant. He can give you that life and me that life too. Harm to none, because he can do it all for everybody.
I think that I talked about this the last episode. The kind person that I was dating that didn't believe in God. Because he was so kind, I don't think
I burped. I hope that's not on the thing.
Ain't nothing on that.
Excuse me. I'm a lady. That's why I'm not the empress.
Oh
Because
God!
I still got a little hood in me. That's why I'm not the empress. But go ahead.
But I think that some of my my spiritual awakening happened shortly after that. But he has some of the most godly traits that I had never seen before in a man. And I wish that he understood that you got that because there is a God. We both was divorced. And I remember, because now I don't know, these last couple of years, I always try to learn a lesson from people I get involved with, or whether it's a client, a friend, or a guy, whatever. And he showed me, we talked about divorce one day, and I always thought it was so nice how he talked to and about his ex-wife. And their story was very similar to my story.
Was it?
Absolutely. And not that he forgot what was done to him, but he rather have.
Did you say who it was?
No, I didn't say a name.
Is it Country Wayne?
What? I'm talking about the guy I was involved with.
No, but I'm saying you said you watched something that.
Oh, did I say that?
Am I making that up?
I don't know. I probably said it, but
am I making this up? Is this something in my head? But anyway, go ahead.
No, I was saying that his traits, like how he talked about her, was so kind.
No, that's making me think, because Country Wayne was talking about how he still gave his ex-wife stuff. Yeah. Okay, so the thoughts is getting jumbled in my head.
Yeah. Yes. because we was watching the video.
Yes. Earlier. Okay. So go ahead.
How kind he was, and I was just, you don't hear a lot of people, male or woman, talk about their ex in that type of way, and it started me on a path to trying to be that way, which is how God wants us to be an example. And then the people are going to be the example. And he didn't even realize that he was being the example for me. And one day was something going on. I was just like, I don't know if I could take that if I was you. And it wasn't even nothing huge or bad. But I done took some stuff. But he was just like, a long time ago, I learned I'd rather have peace and be happy than be mad. Like, what I'm going to be mad for? And I took that with me, and that's why I started working with, and I was like, for somebody who don't believe in God, what was the lesson here?
It's just like, bro, you believe in God more than I believe in God.
Listen.
And have mercy, hallelujah, you believe in God more than I believe in God.
I hope you watching this one day, but girl.
And then I think about, it's just like, I don't know, because I always wondered, the particular artist that I listen to all the time, because I do enjoy his music, I enjoy his voice. So in one of his lyrics, it says, I'm a God on this earth. I always wondered what were people's views about that. Because when I heard that, I felt that in my soul. Because like I said on that other one, it's just like, I'm a goddess. So I often come into like, how deep is it for you to label this?
I think that you say that,
it's just like there's no other gods before me. I am a god. I am a goddess. Like there's no other gods before me. So I feel like when you don't label it, and this is just me thinking, like, dude, at what point does God see you that one final whammy where you say, there's a God. There's a TikTok that's trending right now I seen too. And the one girl talked about how she had a Nissan Altima and was living in
I
her
saw
car.
that. I saw it today.
And that was just like her defining moment. But she didn't realize she was believing in God all along.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Right now you may be calling it whatever. But to me, you know what? I ain't got to say universe, because I know when I say universe, that is God, because God is all of this. He's everything, like we've always been taught. So yes, I too am a goddess on this earth.
Like in my queendom.
Yes. Period, sis.
Listen.
Big period in my niece Bella voice. Big period.
Big period. Listen, I don't know. I think we
voice.
We uncap something every week in our friendship and niece talks. That it's funny. I told you that my sister called me today, and
we have 33 minutes. I just want to see, so we got time, because you know our conversations, it'd be like it turned into something else, because I'm sure it was something I wanted to say that we didn't get to. But go ahead.
No, and she was I can't remember. I know I said
your sister.
Oh, she called me, and I didn't realize she had been watching the podcast. You know, I sent it to people, but she was like, I know y'all been getting feedback. And I was like, I haven't gotten any feedback. And she started to give me feedback. And I remember, and I told you this in the car, how before, when I wasn't in my self-aware, authentic self, things that people would say, specifically maybe my sister would say to me, I would get mad and it would become an argument. But I know when you open yourself up to receive, and when you open yourself up to surrender, you know somebody coming to you
surrender.
In love. And she said some stuff, and I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna tell Tikisha, and it was just
because we can communicate. You don't have to agree with me. He ain't gotta be your guy, because he's my guy, and I know now that I can share him. Like, it's okay for me to share him.
Yeah.
But my connection with him doesn't take away yours, because it's enough. If it ain't nothing bigger than the universe, it's enough. Just like I'm enough. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm good with where I am. I say all the time, like, for my life to really be in I am the happiest I've ever been.
Me too. And it's funny because people I don't know if I was saying this to you. I said people always think when you say he gonna bless me, that it's something material. And now me and you and I know other people know that it ain't material. It's what you feel on the inside. Like,
yes,
to be complete.
Because my bank account is low. And my bills are high. My job wants to move me from full-time to part-time, but I'm sure the definition of part-time is that you get hours per week. I don't get hours per week. I'm on call. So, I call it like, of course I won't reveal them, but I call it like that narcissistic relationship. So it's just like, I'm going to pull you in when I need you. I'm going to use your energy because I know how beautiful and lovely it is. So I'm going to pull it in because I need it right now for you to help me get out these loans. And then when I get back, this is what it is. So it's just like I'm collecting unemployment. Unemployment don't pay no mortgage. And we are in this economy, it's not that great. But to me, to wake up and feel joy in the days when I do have anxiety, I switched it up. So I told a couple people this already. In my planner, you know how you had asked me on the one episode, do I still write all my bills? And I was just like, I still write all that stuff, but I don't really do all the transactions. But now on my planner, I write what's due that day. So I can just tackle it for that day. I ain't got to worry about next week.
You ain't worried about tomorrow either.
God is abundant. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. With what you say?
No harm or danger to nobody. Listen, I write in my journal all the time. Money flows to me easily. Money is energy. Money flows to me easily. I attract it. I've been taking care of myself and my children.
Yes,
and I ain't trying to act like I don't get
but the key is knowing that money doesn't Now, I'm not going to say you don't need money to be happy, because we need money, because we need our
Yeah.
basic survival needs met. We are here on earth. And like he said, they got us paying for water and fruit that's growing from God's land.
Stuff that should be free.
So, of course, we need money. It's important, but we're not worshiping it. It's when we know that when you just sit back and neglect and relax and treat today in the present moment and try to stay calm and try to stay in that trusting that God is going to provide, and to keep centering yourself. Sometimes I have to center myself 20, 30 times a day to bring back, to stay calm, because I am in an anxious place, because I got a family I want to take care of. Not that I even got to take care of. I have one that I want to take care of. So I want to be able to do that, because like I said before, and I don't even know if that go over people's heads, like, my ancestors suffer, I don't suffer. The Underground Railroad was to come out, to escape. I'm not going back underground. I don't need no bunker. I'm escaping. I'm out here. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And my labor is not me always working hard. The Bible tells me I got to work.
Listen, wait, let me tell you this. This is another story about somebody else I dated. I'm telling you that I've learned lessons from people. Okay?
It don't even have to be your own story, because the biggest lesson I learned about parenting was from somebody that doesn't have kids. I learned lessons. Go ahead.
So this person that I was involved with had a good job, is what people would say, because they made, I'm assuming, good money. And put a lot of years into this job. I mean, still there, I'm sure. I don't know. But a job that got on their nerves, a job that enjoyed doing the work, but had to put up with stuff to get the check. Okay? But had been married before and divorced, just like me. And, I was like, and then after, it was like a fear of relationships and marriage and whatever, but stayed on that job that got on your nerves, but you knew the reward, right? You knew the reward was going to be your check, because you know. But I was like, man, it's so strange that we can stay with stuff because we know what we gonna get, but the stuff that we got to go through, we don't want to fight through that battle because we don't see what the reward is going to be for that,
and we give up. You just again, last night I told one of my clients, because I was explaining my life path and how, when I connect to God, I asked for the signs for the salt and sugar difference. So I was saying that I never looked for like a management position in the mortgage industry. And that's where my skill set is from. But I didn't want that. I don't know why, because I even remember my dad would ask me, like, you need to be a manager, because it would seem apparent that job would be more secure. And for my dad to say something to me is a big deal, because we all know I turned into that two-year little girl that's still trying to please him. So when I move past just knowing that I don't want to do that, like, it's fine, but what I didn't realize is this was a part of my path, because if I would have took that other path knowing I never wanted to be a manager, I might not could be employed right now.
Yeah.
Because I know that I am a good employee and I'm a hard worker. But and I also know that my job, even though hasn't been announced, I know one of the guys that was let go with me, I seen him on the IM doing like regular business hours. So I'm like, was he called back? But that wasn't my path to go back there. This is happening because this is opening up something where I don't have to work harder. I don't have to work that overtime. Because I know that my God,
He give us just enough what we need.
And that's in that particular time, there's no wrong time, and it's always divine timing.
Yeah.
That whole delay isn't denial is the truth. But you have to work on your relationship with him first, whatever that looks like to you.
Whatever it is.
Whoever your him is. But your him is going to get you to the Almighty, the Most High God.
Girl, that's so deep. This conversation just,
That's why I say I'm just like, it'd be sermons. I didn't even realize that they were sermons until yesterday, but this
Today,
was a sermon.
yeah, it was a sermon. I'm just extremely grateful that I've come into my authentic self. And
And see, you say authentic self, and this is a perfect example of when people don't have to be alike. Because I think about like how I said it with you, but typically when I'm talking about myself, I just be like the higher version of me. How do I see her? So I try to bring in a little bit of more every day or every time, because the one week where I didn't even have lipstick on, that's my jam.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm just out here. I'm not even no lip gloss girly
Yeah.
for real. I'm just out here musty, dusty, crusty in
You
Bella
ain't
Boys.
never musty, dusty, crusty.
Okay,
now.
you
Come
right.
on now.
You
Come
right.
on.
I'm taking a little too
No,
far.
you done took what too
I'm
far.
that girl, as Beyonce
you ain't never been musty, dusty,
I'm a
crusty.
goddess. You right.
No, but wait. I will say this though. I've never been musty, dusty, crusty. But when I look back at pictures of myself from, let's say, 10 years ago, when I thought I was cute,
you be looking like
I was looking tired, and I didn't look the way I look now. And people say that you age backwards. It ain't even that. It's just I look
when
at
you are true to yourself, you just glow more. It's a glow.
different. You go, and people use the word, you glow up, girl. You got. I'm like, and the glow up mean
they judging from the material.
The
but
material,
excuse me, I keep burping, but it's not that.
Some may be saying from the inside. Some may understand.
You're right.
Some may understand, but it's really a different feeling. Like when I look back, I'll be like, dang, I really thought I was cute that day too. Like,
but at that time, you was. That's why we talk about growth and leveling it up.
Yeah, it's levels to it. I'm where I am supposed to be right now.
Right now.
Because
I grow from who I was yesterday to today. Because when I think back and think like, oh my gosh, we really did crack the code with Miss Geneva Jenkins, and I pray to God that her soul is rest and peaceful, because that's
she resting
thing.
now. You know why she resting now? Because you realized when you started your I'm just gonna believe God. She did it.
She did it.
She did it. She's the one
who did it.
She did it. She's the one who put God in
your life. And it wasn't like my family member, and it's not me lessening that or my parents or how I was raised. It was exact that moment where I didn't see nothing and I didn't know what it was supposed to look like. I know what they instilled in me that I'm supposed to do, but I'm doing that. It ain't nothing, but I just flat out believed. And then I started seeing it.
I just now, girl, listen, I feel the excitement of what's to come. And it ain't, you believe it before you see it. I mean, and I know it's gonna people that's gonna talk against us, but guess what?
And see, I don't believe it before I see it. I believe it to see it. Yeah. Because if I believe it before I see it, it feels, and this is for me, where we saying we different. What work for you don't have to work for me, because both visions is gonna get us to where we need to go as long as we praise God. Period. And this is the example where people need to know. This is probably why, again, like, and not to say that our other friendships didn't work, because we still have some of them. This is why ours was just different.
Yeah.
Because you knew from you being the church girl, and I know, and again, call it how I see it, I know how judgmental church people can be. And I never felt that. Like, even though you say like your parents, I'm pretty sure they felt the kind of way because I didn't have a church home and a position in the church, but I never felt it. I never felt it with you.
No.
So you saw that in me somewhere, was in your gut, somewhere, heart, wherever, for it to come out, like you said, for these moments.
You was always the sound friend.
Because it's just like, I didn't even know until today.
Yeah.
That's really what that's been all along.
It's, girl, and we were talking about this, and this is not to be mean or funny or anything, but we even welcomed the monitoring spirits together. Like, man, keep on monitoring, because the more I'm not even gonna say it, because
the more you will learn and get an understanding, and not even about us, but of yourself. And you can build that relationship, because at least I will hope. I will hope that somebody watches me and know that I'm being really who I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I'm perfect.
No.
When I say I'm a goddess, I don't say I'm perfect. I know that God is my heavenly Father, and there's still a wrath that's going to chastise me, just like parents.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You trust your parent blindly into a certain age where you go out here and you have to make your own decisions. Mm-hmm. So I'm believing it to see it. I'm trusting God blindly. And I hope that someone does that too, because again, I'm learning to share my God with y'all. So take it.
You're like, so take it. We giving them to you. Come on.
Yes.
We sharing them with you.
We sharing them. So take
Charles,
it. And we know I don't like to share, so I gotta work on it. So it's just like
I'm joyful. I'm glad.
And if nothing else, what people don't know, we leave here healed for our own selves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today, I know no matter what's on that calendar, I'm full of joy and I'm calm.
Yeah.
What else you got to say?
I think that's it. That was the message for today.
Yeah, I'm out of tea.
You done drink up the tea.
Yes.
Before we go.
Look at her. She get right into professional mode. That's what I'm saying. This is why you the empress. This is why I still be working on it while I'm in my dress and boots. Like I'm still working.
Look, I'm always going to promote my friend's business. Beauty, bougie, and brain.
I'm accepting this because this is what I want. The month of February is my mother's birthday, and this year is a leap year. So I think that what I'm going to do is dedicate for myself and wear something from my brand because it stems.
You haven't even worn anything yet.
Just the 1 week when you wore the one and I had it said rich and relaxed. That was from my brand.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just like, it's a whole bunch of different t-shirts. I don't even think people really scroll. But what I'm saying is, in honor of her birthday, with it being a leap year, I am going to wear something from that just really inspired her, because a part of that has always taught me too to be my highest self. Because it embraces being bougie, because being bougie is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It just means that I want to live on my highest level. And I remember my son
Don't save your good clothes. Be bougie every day.
Look, my son said, why didn't you just call it bougie? And I said, because I know it's some people that don't like the term bougie. So I grew into knowing now that it's not even ish.
It ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm just bougie because this is what this looks like. And if that's not your bougie, that's okay, because your bougie ain't my bougie.
I tried to downplay
my whole life.
I've tried to downplay my bougie though, because I always was a people pleaser. Yes. And I didn't want anybody to think I was
and bougie is geared as a bad thing, but it's just like, no, like we say, God is abundant. We supposed to be abundant. We supposed to have this. We supposed to walk around. You don't have, and it's not even an arrogance. It's just a thankful gratefulness.
Yeah. Why you gonna say?
We are taught that you have to be humble, but sometimes I view humble as kind of like, I don't want to say a bad thing. I posted something on my story today about that, but it was just like, he said, I've been humble for too long. Something else, from dang on TikTok. But and I didn't think anything bad about it, because you know what? I don't want to shy and steer away, because when I'm telling you, I'm promoting God. Because he did this for me.
He did it, yeah. He gave you the ideas. He gave you the creativity. Yes. He wants us to be creative.
Yeah, so I am going to celebrate my earthly mother who's up in heaven, and they all shining on me.
Listen.
All leap year. Every day I celebrate her. So I'm going to say all leap year. And her spirit is here today. I told Keisha before we started that I don't know what it is. It's just like, I know that Keisha is here in the physical, but I feel like my mom is somewhere. And then I didn't even realize that
I was wearing butterflies.
You was wearing butterflies. I noticed that mid-routine, and it just...
And I don't wear it all the time. I don't wear it all the time. But
it just brought comfort, because, and it's just like, I love her. And I revealed something to someone last night about my story. And that's when that was one of the steps when I probably could have got to this path sooner. But again, there's perfect timing because we're here because we are supposed to be here. I'm going to do a plug. It's currently 20% off. I don't even know how when it expired because, see, I got to work on being that full-fledged businesswoman.
We got to learn how to put your stuff up on the screen.
Yeah, but right now it's a sale. It's TikishaBanks.com/bougie girls to get to the shirts. It's a sale. I want everybody. Let's celebrate my mom with the lipstick and leopard. It's other styles on there too, but yes, to my 229 baby.
I try to wear this to support my friend. It's so funny. I don't have my line yet, but I have my idea. You know, I told you, and what I'm going to do.
And God is abundant.
Yeah. So until I get mine, I'm gonna wear hers. Well, even when I get mine, I'm still gonna wear yours.
Say that.
Because you're still supposed to support.
Because there we go. It's about the support because you know that.
Yeah. It don't hinder your business.
What do people say? God, what you do for others? Mm-hmm. But you say it, but you don't really mean it. You got to know that He can.
They're gonna do it for you too.
Yeah, it's already done.
So I wear anything you gave me. You know, I'll be like, already done. This is cute. And her stuff is cute. Look at me, shoulders out. Listen, you just say I like my shoulders out. Mm-hmm. Well, we are going to end on that note because today has been heavy. It's been heavy, but we're going to end on that note. I hope that you will continue to tune in. I hope that you will like it. I hope that you will share it. And even if it's not for you and you don't even understand, send it to somebody else because
send it to one person.
We're going to challenge everybody that sees this to send it to one person because we just two regular Detroit girls that done came
together that was inspired to do this.
And
me going from being hesitant, not moving in silence to now like
told everybody
like I want to do this, Keisha. Like it feels so comfortable and natural that I don't ever want it to be edited.
No, I want it to be where people continue to see this is our just regular conversation.
Where it's just like we got to learn the professionalism and the like, you know, put the mics on.
Somebody gonna, we'll have somebody remind us one day.
Yeah, but
we'll have somebody to put your mics on.
Okay, period, sis. Big period, Bella voice.
Come on. Until next time, we will see you next week.
You got to say subscribe.
Subscribe, like, follow, share. Color Flow with a K, Color Conversations with the C, Color Flow Conversations at YouTube, youtube.com at Color Flow Conversations. Child, I'm getting all jacked up.
It's okay. It's about to be on there. All right. Thank you.